Welcome back. Now, let us try to understand that when we are talking about domestic violence, when the case has to be registered, what could be the prerequisite? Because there can be an instance, as what I understand now, to seek maintenance. What happens if the woman is already working? She has a very good job. She is working. She is qualified. She is MBA. She is already working. Can she seek maintenance under that
See,
situation?
now let me throw some light on this. Nowadays, women are using this act, DV Act, to take revenge from their husbands. What happens is, suppose say a husband is tired of the nuisance of his wife, is totally out of range, and he files for a divorce petition. How does the woman get back to him? She doesn't want to only defend her case. She wants an upper edge. She wants to go ahead and teach him a lesson. So how does she do that? First she had 498 IPC. Now she has this new instrument called DV Act. I have seen many instances where good marriages are broken only because the woman goes to a lawyer and the lawyer suggests to her, okay, you do one thing, your husband has filed divorce against you, we will file a case under DV Act against him. He has absolutely no wings or no say under a DV Act, and ultimately when you pressurize him to the extent that he bows down, he will have to give you divorce, pay you a very huge alimony, and in the end don't think about your children.
But don't you think this is like a kind of a commercialization, like an industry that is now thriving,
There
breaking
is
marriages and breaking families?
Few years back, in magistrate court especially, the advocate they used to sit idle for the entire day because whatever cases that arise from petty disputes, they used to get over in the morning session. Now, these magistrate courts have become akin like family courts. You see entire families of people sitting in the courtroom alongside with people who have been caught for petty offences, a thief, a robber. You understand? People from good families.
It's like creating. That's what I'm telling you. It has become an
The
industry.
girl, her parents, the boy, his parents and family are all sitting in the same court with robbers, thieves, you understand,
Right.
dacoits, murderers, and for what? Does the law consider a husband and his family in the same group of people as the robbers, murderers, thieves? It is absolutely unbecoming.
And in the process, the kind of time now when the husband starts visiting the courts all the time, while he comes to twice or thrice in the month, his job is going to suffer. We come to know that a lot of people have lost their jobs.
Yes,
Because of
interesting point is,
visitation to the
see the kind of orders that are passed by magistrates. If a husband loses a battle in DV Act, the order says that the accused pleaded not guilty, order accused convicted. Because it is a magistrate court, see the difference in a civil court is a petition is decree granted or petition allowed, decree to be drawn accordingly. That's it. It doesn't say whether the person is guilty or not guilty or whatever. Here, the order comes as accused convicted. So, what is the meaning of convicted?
it's a crime. And
You have committed a crime, and after the trial, you are convicted. What is the immediate effect of that word convicted? Is many companies are having policies that if their employee is convicted in any criminal offence, they have to remove him.
It's like a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword. See, what happens is the magistrate grants the wife that the husband should pay say 10,000 or 50,000 whatever per month as maintenance to her, and then convicts him. He loses his job, and then there are recovery proceedings filed by the wife stating that I don't know, he may work, beg, borrow or steal.
Again become another
I
party
want
to
money.
crime. Okay.
I don't bother how he arranges that money. I want the money. So this is an absolutely, I can say, a draconian law.
Not only endangers the family culture, but it's putting a threat to the society as well, because now the children, now which is a neglected part of this entire scenario, it's very difficult, or I think it might be a very exceptional case where these kids will grow up to become a responsible citizen.
They won't. See, every kid who from the beginning of his childhood sees his parents and their relations simmering, their parents are fighting. There are many instances with such children, they can't actually visualize how their own life will be. And they think that if my parents are doing this, this has to be a way of life. Today many people, they sit in front of the television, watch all those Saas Bahu serials, having all serials are having a divorce theme.
I mean, they are left solutionless. I mean, we are not
Children think that this divorce is an image of our society, that every house has a divorce and it is acceptable. So they
And
grow up with that.
what happens when the child who is not of the witness process, he knows the truth, he is growing with the truth, which, you know, it is there in his mind that there was something injustice being done to either of the parent or both of the parent as a society. What happens when he comes to a situation where he or she faces domestic violence? Will they not lose faith into our judiciary, into our society, into our system, where he will be an advocate of a process that he has gone through, that this system doesn't work?
Doesn't work. There would be a total anarchy, people will stop believing in laws. See, what binds us, what governs us basically, how do we run a country? The country is run by all the set of rules and laws which the person who is obeying deems to understand that yes, unless I follow this particular rule, I will be punished. Now, in a country where Ajmal Kasab is for such a long time being tolerated at the public expense, what kind of a news are we sending to the younger generation that if you murder anybody today, nothing will happen?
I understand. I mean, this is something which has not directly touched us. We all read in the newspaper. I am thinking of a scenario where there are a lot of families. Now, since the number of families are increasing into the disputes, and there are other family members who know the truth is obvious, known to the person themselves. I mean, the person who has done the crime knows what he has done. If it was not established in the court of law, but the truth remains in the society, will this truth not take a deformed shape? Will it not create a society where people now will start believing less into the system, and they might resort to other means of judiciary or system, where one of those will be rejection of the institution of marriage, which is happening quite, it's omnipresent everywhere. Everyone has started believing that marriages are something which are a risky affair, getting into a marriage. Then if there is an issue of something like a domestic violence, where the law is met with certain objectives which needs to be met, the issue is at the the least important aspect. But what are the objectives of the law? One has to match. The women has to come and match. If she is working, she might have to give up her job to suit to the law. So in that, the justice is completely ignored.
What is happening is, to satisfy her own ego, what a woman does is, I want to teach my husband a lesson. I quit my job. I don't want to work. The law says my husband has to earn for me and pay me. Though I am able, I can work, but she says, let my husband work, let him pay. Right? As I have already said. Now, what is the other option for the husband if the law is not helping him? What results are going to occur? Very simple. Many men are now, I am sorry to say this, trying to commit suicide.
I think we have some data on that. In last 7 years, more than 150,000 men have committed suicide because of domestic violence. They could not
That I
handle the
think
pressure, handle the stress.
is a number which is a little more than the number of soldiers who have died on our borders. So when people are not dying due to terrorism, but they are dying due to the act which is supposed to protect them, I think it is a high time that we change the law. I think it is a high time that the people who have legislated this Domestic Violence Act should open their eyes and ears and just listen to what the people are saying, what sufferings people are undergoing, and whether family as a whole is affected or not. There is no thought given to this process at all in making of this act, to my idea. So I think we can continue much on this on the next episode, and I am sure that all members and viewers of Living Unitedly International will support our cause. And we are here to create awareness about the laws. We are here to create awareness about the need of united family and how united family is the only way in which a country can progress. And I am very sure that after listening to us, all our viewers will definitely have some say, and you can simply log into our website and leave your suggestions on the guest discussions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.